So we'll begin on the Punch newspaper this morning. Writes on it, Rivers emergency rule. Federal government taps ex-AGF 11 SANs as Supreme Court battle looms, where the rider Supreme Court may release hearing date today. PDP governor's legal team prepares as AGF says governors forum lack local standing. Still on the Punch, I'm not desperate to return as Rivers governor, says Fubara. Why Jonathan won't run against Tinubu in 2027, says patience. Federal government makes U-turn, endorses Senate security summits. PDP installs new BOT members as governors, map party direction. NCAA under fire after plane strikes antelope on taxiway. Ayedatiwa Makinde Bamidele salutes Afenifere leader Farsoranti at 99. Federal government states add 57 trillion naira to debts in 18 months. And now we're moving over to the Nigerian Tribune. On the Tribune, just above the masts, Obi, how Nigeria can become beacon of hope for Africa. Blame setback on incompetent and uncommitted leadership. Unease over INEC's delay to conduct by-election in 12 states. With the writer, 2 Senate seats, 5 rep seats, 9 state constituencies affected. And still on the Tribune, Wike, Ikpeazu, Ugwuanyi, Ortom attend PDP governors meeting with the writer, Saraki Tambuwa Lamido Oyinola Udom, also in attendance. NPA denies corruption allegations, says no misapplication of budgetary provisions. I am not going back to Aso Rock. Will campaign with Remi Tinubu in 2027, says Patience Jonathan. I am not desperate to return, but my spirit has already left there. Fubara speaks. Ishakiri Yoruba, we need to work together. Laughing says Warri chiefs. Others meet Oyo traditional rulers. Cancer before age 50 increasing in Nigeria. Experts raise alarm. All the details on the Nigerian Tribune. On the Vanguard this morning, 2.7 trillion naira data expenses compete with food, others as Nigerians ration usage. It's about time. And still on the Guardian newspaper this morning, NPA debunks multi-billion naira corruption allegation. ASU raises concern over corruption and weak institution, tasks federal government. You are future presidents, but fight corruption first, Obi tells African youths. You are future presidents, but fight corruption first, Obi tells African youths. Report highlights 2024 as hottest in Africa, warns of climate impact. Serap seeks CBN's disclosure on released funds to local government areas and Rivers councils. Defections. Wike joins PDP governors meeting in last-ditch efforts to save party. Dame Jonathan endorses Tinubu for 2027 poll. Local government poll. Protests trail APC primaries over alleged imposition of candidates. PDP accuses Imo government of wasting 2.1 billion naira on pilgrimage. All the details you can find on The Guardian. And now to the Daily Trust newspaper. On the Daily Trust this morning, I'm not desperate to return as governor. Rivers State Governor Fubara speaks. Leadership crisis rocks Katsina varsity again. Nigeria, Senegal in win or bust AFCON under-20 quarterfinal clash. Ganduje under fire over one-party state comments. Ohaneze, Afenifere, NNPP, Fage, others react. All the details you can find on the Daily Trust. Benue, 159 killed in 40 days as fresh attacks claim 23. Jonathan's wife rules out return to Aso Villa, backs Tinubu. How truck crushed ex-varsity VC's children to death. And now to the Daily Times newspaper this morning. I will campaign for Tinubu in 2027. Patience Jonathan speaks. Crude oil theft. We have sent over 100 pipeline vandals to prison, says NSA. 2027, Atiku constitutionally fit to run. Ex-spokesman Sowomi speaks. West Africa security and political economy. You can find out the details of some of these headlines on the Daily Times newspaper. Oboweri hails late Edwin Clark as national icon, urges Nigerians to emulate bequeathed legacy. All right, we're back to the studios this morning. Chris Maduka joins us for an interesting discourse out of the headlines. Good morning, Chris. Happy Monday.
Good morning, Charles. Welcome to another day of Newspaper Review. We give glory to God.
Interesting. There's a whole lot of development out of the headlines this morning. Patience Jonathan, the wife of the president. The presidents have been caught severally. That's the former president now. That's her husband. Goodluck Jonathan, criticizing the policies and programs of Tinubu's government. And it's shocking that the wife is coming out outrightly to say she's going to campaign for Tinubu.
Yes. So what do you want us to talk about that? You want to put me in trouble?
How so?
I'm just joking. Nobody's putting nobody in trouble. I only I want to remind them, Jonathan, then good luck, Jonathan, then patient. Our amiable First Lady, during her own time, we enjoyed her. I just want to remind her, then good luck, Jonathan. There is, then patient, good luck, Jonathan. There is God, though. There is God, though. But look at it objectively. The madam of the house is a political figure, has her opinions, and can make decisions. They analyze that the president, former president, has spoken about. It's not criticism. He's talking about it so that people will not misunderstand it. He's talking about what he felt the present government should do. And you know, he has said it many times in different fora, that once you have finished your tenure at Aso Rock, you have to stay on the side and be careful at your comments. Because there's certain things you say, the people are currently the incumbent at Aso Rock will forget the whole thing and face you, and they drop all their troubles on your laps and said you are the person causing trouble. And you can understand their positions. For some of them who have been left there for a long time, like OBJ, he keep coming out to hit hard, but the hitting hard is that he has an opinion as a citizen of Nigeria. After that long time, things are changing. He has not come out and say, these people are this, these people are, say that he will expect that this should be done. He gives his opinion as an advice, which is not even, they are not in any way implementing or enforcing. It's just that if you are there, I left there, I used to be an anchor, for instance, and then I see you and say, Charles, you're doing well. But I felt that you should do one or two things to still do well, because I watch you from far. If you think that as a learner, we learn every day, what I mean in that way, if you are in Aso Rock, the Igbo proverb said, no, any man who has started owning a house before another must have more utensils, old utensils and all those kitchen things, more than the new one who is starting a home. And just like we say, we all learn, I use that analogy every time. You must, as a blacksmith who is learning how to do metal gong, look at the tail of a kite. So when those people speak, who have been there? From the days of Gowon, they meet and talk. Buhari, they've all gone there and come back. Good luck has been there. OBJ has been there. And when they talk, they share the experience. What makes you a consultant in medical sector and even in other areas of life is your level of experience. You go to the hospital if he is a medical consultant, and the medical consultant looks at you, he said, Doctor, I have malaria. The man looks into your eyes and said, has anybody in your house gone mad before? What is this man? What has malaria got to do with madness? The man will ask you questions when you are through. The man will pick from his experience over time, being a medical doctor that lays into the level of being a consultant. Use one of the experiences he had in 1965 or the one he had in 1972 and then pick it and, hey, and people will say this consultant is a wizard. So experience is experience. So that's about good luck, Jonathan, and then the then patient Jonathan, as they talk about a different way. Now, if 90 million flies have decided to be making their morning, breakfast, dinner, lunch from one particular, food, and there are about 90 million doing that every day. So who is left? So when Nigeria is perfecting one-party system, and when you want to talk, Ganduje will fire back. He has been under fire for his statement when people say, is it that we can say if Nigeria is derailing to one-party system, we can talk? They can still build their one-party system, but we have to say this is where we are going for everybody who care to listen. That's all we can say. He has not stopped the Central Party from mopping up and all that. But if people say, if Dengulo Jonathan said, I'm going to campaign alongside with, then what is left? And as at last time we know, Good Luck and the wife are still members of PDP. Because that's the platform. They've not told us they've decamped. But if this morning we're hearing that the President Good Luck is saying, I'm going with the sitting incumbent first lady to campaign for her husband to return to us home. There must be something that they have seen. And what does that mean? Everything is coming.
No, I mean, it's confusing because the president, Goodluck Jonathan, former president now, said that Tinubu should be careful with the way he's going with this one-party thing. So it's not adding up that the wife of the president, the former president, is coming out to say he's going to campaign for Tinubu. It doesn't add up. It would look like an opinion from the family. I mean, you would think that the head of family should, hold the opinion in politics for the home.
No, it doesn't stop that way. Because the way we are, nothing stops Good Luck, them patients from joining any party and the husband being another side. That's one thing, and it's clear at the level they operate now. There's nothing that will say you are head of, which family are you head? You cannot, the level of partisanship of Dengulo being a first lady at that level and the kind of politics she has played and an open eye she has gotten, you now come and say this is where to be. No. If you're a husband of such a woman, you might be taking great risk to make such statement. You can only say, let's discuss. Look at this, your decision, though. There is God, though. There is God, though. Now only you follow come, or that kind of question. You have to be a discussion, that kind of discussion. You can't come and stamp your feet and say, I used to be, or this. You may find yourself working in Alaska. Because she is the state person who will direct which food you eat in the evening, and who serves and who comes to see you. And at that level you operate. If you have a wife who has had a tear eye like that, you have to be careful.
But
this same woman...
Do you think there was any sort of discussion regarding whether there's a one-party state or maybe who...
You were asking me whether Good Luck, then patient sleeps with her husband in the same bed and they have discussion. Is that what you're saying? That's beyond me. Because as far as she remains the wife of the former president of Nigeria, and they are still married legally together, and has not been any issue even, and we don't even suspect there will be any issue. They can discuss over, if not inside the Ziaza room, it can be on top of a dining table, or in the morning they say, okay, you are going for the conference in South Africa, I'm going to attend political party somewhere, I'm meeting, and this is the kind of thing I'm thinking. So until this thing cooking, this political cooking they are doing, until matures, you can't say. Because they just be, you just see that they put meat on the fire, boiling and steaming. You are concluding that they are going to make a goosey soup. Don't be surprised. Before when they know they add the fish, you say, it looks like they're going to make a dikaiko. And they know that they ask snail. You say, no, it looks like fisherman soup. They were the shrimps. By the time these Nigerian politicians, our former president respected Goodluck Jonathan is a politician. The wife is a politician. The people they are talking about, they are all politicians. So you have to be very careful Like he has told his colleague in ASO, he said, be careful. So everybody following them, even we that are talking about it, we are being careful and analyzing what President Goodluck Jonathan patients has said. So they are all the build-up of 2027.
Absolutely.
And the 2027 promises to be, if Nigeria builds up like that, we're having hope. But it's just that everybody is talking to them. Where we're just far down there. If we are operating at the same level with them, we can talk comfortably over a cup of tea, coffee, or over a plate of salad and talking about, don't worry, Charles, I will campaign for the first day, so we'll be talking at the same level. At the level they are talking about, I see a lot of insensitivity and inequality and what they are talking about. They've just left Nigeria behind, and the politicians have ganged up and moved forward. So I wonder what Nigeria they will come back to rule in 2027. Because Nigeria is all going far away, far, and they just, can a snail move without its shell? We see Nigerian politicians, they've gone out of their shell, which is Nigeria. They're moving forward, discussing 2027. Why Nigeria, the shell they are supposed to carry along is at Ogbete. They are at Ababa. And there's a lot of gap. Where they are going to meet up this gap, I'm waiting for them. Because, of course, Nigeria waiting. They will come back and wrap one cup of rice and start throwing in the street. And people will jump and die and stampede on themselves and die. Again, after they've finished cooking this soup, this 2027 soup there's nothing they've not put in it. So it's difficult for us to say what kind of soup these politicians can make. But even whatever they make, they will still, whatever soup you make in Nigeria, you swallow to eat it. So when they start giving us one cup of lafu, amala, ewa, all those things we will use to eat the soup, we are waiting. And Nigeria should be on their toes waiting. Rivers emergency rule, the punchy punch, FG taps ex-AGF, 11 SARS, as Supreme Court battle lose. Why is Nigeria fighting against itself? Nigeria clearly created, this is distraction. Why preparing for Rivers State emergency rule when it was clearly endorsed by National Assembly? So who made the law? Who created the law? Who signs? Who endorses? Who are the AGF, ex-AGF, and 11 sons? The sons we are given senior advocate of Nigeria. They are nominated and given by Nigeria. And they go to Supreme Court of Nigeria to talk about emergency rules set by Nigerian president. And we're going to discuss that. You're expecting that they're going to surprise me. And for quite some time, Nigerians have not surprised me. They are predictable. You see Nigerians, you'll be talking, this is what they're going to do. They will still go back there and they find it. At least some people who made they go to court to make this, what they call it, have pulled out. Delta State has pulled out. They are not part of the governors who went to court. So one down, how many to go? That's what we are working. Say the punchy is trying to sound punchy, that the way it used to be. Supreme Court battle rules. Which battle in Nigeria? Supreme Court, government money for government house, Bama Ghana. I'll be surprised. Are you expecting something? Charles, the way your son is like, I'm speaking something off.
No, I mean, it's 6 months, right? So yes. Before this particular matter even, and we're already counting 2 months, before they even sit around to talk about the issue, it must have been 6 months. So
because I didn't even think about that, because before the battle looms, the battle is still looming. So but they can loom for 12 months as far as I'm concerned. Because
and then they'll go and pull out. And still on Rivers though.
Yeah.
Fubara is saying he's not desperate to come back. I mean, what does this say to numerous supporters who have been clamoring that he returns?
That's what my mind went there. Those red-wearing women who went to the street, and somebody has accused that he's pleading with the president to return him back to seat, and he's sponsoring. Meanwhile, he came back from overseas trip after 2 weeks of holidays in Germany. So we don't put these two together. And that's what I'm telling you about politicians. The kind of soup Nigerian politicians want to serve Nigeria in 2027. I don't think any cook in the world has actually known the menu or the recipe. I'm suspecting there's a bug has beaten Fubara. He's now pulling back into his shell gradually. Because the kind of move he has made in the past was so courageous and bold. But now for him to eat his words, he has to start with this kind of posture.
You think he has something in the offing to have said this? Because, I mean, if you as a supporter, you have gone to protest.
That's what I think, Charles.
Okay.
I'm not hiding it. There is something that Fubara is also thinking we are not thinking. Some of us that are very sympathetic to Rivers State Emergency want him back, even supported the people who went to the street, might be disappointed. But just like every Nigerian politician, they are the co-hunters. You join them for a hunting spree. Halfway into the bush, they will turn around and say, if you like say a leg look like an antelope leg. And at that point, forward, going back, no way, going forward, no way. You are their mercy. Because somebody who you are going to for hunting say, turn around and say you are the hunted. Not you are finished. In the wild bush, he can turn around and shoot you. That's Nigerian politician. And Fubara is not an excuse. Unless he begin, so even at this point, without this meeting they held abroad, and he came back, since that time he came back, like suddenly, everybody has just kept, the whole issue of the flame of emergency rule, do this, is dying, and he is not speaking much, he's not talking much again, he's quietly. And now, this morning, the spirit in him has just vamoosed overnight, and then he's not interested in going back to the government house in Port Harcourt. Something is wrong. I mean, when you are telling, we are not mumu, according to one of former Ghanaian's national president. He said, one voice is mumu. Nigerians are not speaking one voice. That's why I'm speaking what I'm saying, so he can speak with you. He said, one voice is mumu. When everybody is speaking with one voice, he said it's mumu. Don't confuse me with that your mumu or one voice. So we're not expecting anybody to speak with one voice because it will be mumu. So let anybody talk as you want. Let the majority. But what we are looking at, what majority are cooking here, you say, why should Goodluck Jonathan then put Goodluck saying he's going to campaign for when the husband has said it differs? That's the beauty of democracy. And they cook the soup to serve Nigeria. We that are being served, it's us that we decide whether we want to eat or not. But when they've made us so hungry, whatever they cook, we take. God help us. But when you are eating it, you keep, what they call it. I don't want to call it a brand name, but those things they use to stop running stomach. You have it handy, because if you eat this concoction, Nigerian politicians are building for us for time, so they can give us running stomach. So everybody should dress warm. Have what they call it? Something that stops running stomach. Have that tablet just at the corner of your back. Right. When Wike, Ikpeazu, Ugwuanyi, Ortom attend the PDP governors meeting, you now ask, how can people clearly fight, destroy, enter their sitting room, clean up the LCD TV, scatter it, carry the sofa upside down, tow it, remove even they scraped the marble. After all that one, they decided, then pushed it off the Environmental Management Agency, moved the waste. They entered the house and sat down for a meeting. A couple did that to their sitting room and they came back. It's very good. Because the Igbo say, sit at the more the babu. But the same Igbo proverb told me, my father said, Mara, nanyu lulu na pawala akwoka. Because when I see the names that are going to gather at PDP governors meeting, and I'll tell PDP, you are becoming, I think you a good party with respect. You guys are going to plant seed with a squirrel in your bag. Good luck, because we all know what you guys are up to. You're just deceiving people. These names they gather here. At me. I thought the PDP governors meeting are meant for governors alone. When we start seeing the ex-governors at the meeting, then there's no more PDP governors.
And the thing is that these people are
National Working Committee.
These people are even already paying down for ambassadorial propositions under this current administration. Ugwuanyi, I know.
You are not speaking my mind. These people went to the final nail on the coffin.
Anyway.
It's not from my mouth. Plane strike antelope in Nigerian airport. Which airport is that, Charles?
It's Abuja Airport.
In Abuja Airport. Mm. And you are asking whether is a bush located. Nigerian airports are reclaimed bushes, and the runways run far, hundreds of meters into the bush for several things. So it's not out of the way. Nigeria airports, we also have a zoo by the ways, and we keep animals. It's a home where you can keep animals for pets. When you are taking off, you can say bye-bye to antelope, and then you look around the lions and the giraffe. You just say bye-bye to them, but it's part of sightseeing.
I don't understand it.
You don't understand?
An antelope on the runway.
What do you think out of the box? Nigerian national, HCAA, they have a way of making your travel in Nigeria very, very fine, beautiful. The next thing, I just hope they will keep the elephant far. It's an antelope, that's why we are talking. Because the day their plane will hit the elephant, that day, Nigeria, they will have to close down the whole airport and then relocate the zoo far from. Because among them, the people who are the zookeepers are the ones who are running the airport.
How do you know that?
Because if you keep antelopes for pets, what if you manage? There are a lot of, what they say, they have multi-talents. You also do zoo, zoology, zoo animal keeping, manage with the airports, and then you have to manage that, and that's what makes you employable in any Nigerian airport. So good luck. Nigerians are wonderful people. These are wonderful things that are happening in Nigeria. There's a rise in cancer. Every other thing we cover. Tribune. So there's a rise in cancer. People below, just immediately above 50. I mean, high rise in cancer. Charles,
below 50.
Are we safe? Me and you?
I really don't know what the reason, but again, I think the reasons were basically about the fact that people are more prone to eating things that are mostly canned, not healthy. That's the reason why,
They always want something to tell us. Are we, the rising, is it all over the world? Is it Nigeria? Are we the only Nigerians eating those canned food?
It's
I
actually
was with a friend yesterday. They gave him a bottled drink. He finished it, and halfway, the thing went just small at the bottom of the plate. And he looked, he said, it has a taste. I said, you have finished consuming. He said, the taste is small. When you look at it, the thing expired 4 months ago.
Wow.
A drink. I don't want to call the name of the drink. And it's a joint in Enugu. I called the person who is served us. He was just saying, hey.
4 months ago.
4 months. Expired in February.
Wow. And
that's some of things. Okay. ASU said something about corruption. The Imo State government versus PDP, they are sponsoring the first plane, international flight to leave the former governor of, what's the name of that? Sam Mbakwe's International Airport. So the first flight was to go to Mecca for pilgrim. That's go into the history, because at least every airport, international airport, to launch their first flight to Mecca shows that we are Nigerians, we are accommodating. So, good luck, Nigerians, as we wait for their 2027 soup. Don't kill us with it.
So we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, Charles.
Many thanks, Chris, as always. It's been one interesting time with you. Every single weekday morning with the reviews on our dailies. So we're back after the short break.
See Nature TV. News in your pocket.